more demonstrations today over the killing of a Florida teenager. 17-year-old Trayvon Martin was shot last month in the town of Sanford. The man who shot him has claimed self-defense and has not been charged. Well, Alice, neighbors I spoke with earlier say that things definitely got out of control, and the fact that it had to come to someone getting bleach thrown in their face is unthinkable. Right now I'm on the walkway to the beach on 75th Street, and well, we learned that this possible tornado lasted about 30 to 40 seconds, but a lot of damage happened. Many people still don't believe the economy has taken the turn for the better permanently. One thing's for sure, some people I spoke with today say they've been spending more of this holiday season. The state of Delaware only has 17 delegates, and according to an AP poll, Newt Gingrich only has 137. Hundreds of people took time today to raise awareness about breast cancer in Worcester County. It was all part of the inaugural Ocean City Rates for the Cure. A big part of the MAP project will be run right under the Choptank River, as you can see here from Chopper 16. Allison Paul, back in the 50s, WBOC was home to a show called Teenage Dance Party, also known as the Dr. Pepper Show. This road closed sign may be an inconvenience to people who live in Salisbury and drive this road, but to the pet owners, they know their pets are safe.
Tony Hurst is live in Accomack now outside the Sheriff's Department. And Tony, you spoke with family members of some of the victims today.
Well, Steve, I spoke with a man who misses his sister and his niece and nephew, and a mother who's mourning her daughter and grandchildren after what police are calling the biggest homicide case in this area in more than a decade. These tears of sorrow on Soveda Gonzalez's face are for her daughter and grandchildren, who she believes are the victims of what police are calling a suicide homicide.
She don't even know, where her daughter is. So that's the only thing she wants to know. Where is she?
The Accomack County Sheriff's Department arrived at this home in Gargotha after a call about a suicide and found 5 bodies when they got here. Chopper 16 flew over the scene while deputies removed evidence. Police say the person responsible is one of the 5 found dead.
She wasn't expecting this, and she will never wish this will ever happen to no one, and she's really devastated and sad and everything. She's really bad. Right here behind me is a circle of family and friends waiting to find out if what they heard about their loved ones is true. Omar Colón Matias says, regrettably, he's sure 3 of the victims are his sister and niece and nephew. He recalls the last time he saw the 2 children.
When he go to my house, we had some fun, and the last time he played football with me and all that stuff. And the little girl, she was a beautiful girl. And I never have a beautiful girl like that. This maintain I have a part of my heart.
And no word from police on whether a weapon was used in these 5 deaths, but I spoke with a neighbor and they told me that around the time of that call, they heard gunshots. Reporting live in Accomack County, Tony Hurst, WBOC News.
All I saw was a huge hole right here, and the curtain was just blowing, and I could
Lindsay
tell
Lloyd is a Salisbury University student who came home after Christmas Eve to find her house had been broken into.
I walked in the front door and saw glass and money just everywhere on my kitchen floor, and I just immediately turned around, walked back outside, and called the cops.
Mostly taken from the home were flat-screen televisions. Lindsay is safe, but she says it's a scary experience.
I was shaking so much and crying, and it's just creepy to know that someone was in your house stealing your stuff.
And her mother, Linda, agrees.
It's very scary. Very scary that you're not safe anywhere, almost. You're not safe in your own home. You're not safe anywhere.
The broken glass and the boarded up doors seem to be an epidemic in this area. Salisbury police say that between December the 20th and the 27th, this happened around 19 times. Lieutenant Rob Kemp says this is what they expect in a college neighborhood, where during Christmas break no one is around and electronics criminals want are just there for the taking.
We usually expect a fair number of burglaries this time of the year, because this is the area that is particularly inhabited by college students.
And Lindsay says the number is shocking, but she still can't believe it happened to her.
It's hard to believe. I was just here Christmas Eve day, right when I got off work, and everything was perfectly fine. And then just 2 days later, it was broken into.
And Lindsay's mom says the glass company that they're using to repair her daughter's window say they have a lot of other houses to help out on this block as well. Reporting live in Salisbury, Tony Hurst, WBOC News. This may not sound like the jingle bells you normally hear this time of year, but to Robert Ortiz, it couldn't sound any better. In June, he was diagnosed with Lou Gehrig's disease. He knew he'd eventually need a wheelchair ramp.
My legs are getting weaker, tend to fall. And I had my neighbor works with a company that's building the ramp.
Robert, his wife Amy, and his children had nowhere to turn. The ramp was too expensive. So Tyler Building Company decided it would donate the ramp for Robert.
It's touching, it really is. I mean, here's a 19-year-old boy, young man that it's always been helpful to me.
This ramp started coming together because of the thoughtfulness of a friend. And now Mr. Ortiz will have a gift that he can't fit under his Christmas tree. Will Skeeter is that friend. He's been Robert's neighbor more than 10 years.
I almost view him as if he was a dad. Like, if I ever needed anything, I'd just come over here, spend countless hours with him. So he's a pretty important guy to me.
And Will Tyler says his company normally doesn't have projects they do for free, but there's plenty of compensation for this ramp.
Just to see the look on his face is you know, rewarding. I mean, he can, you know, he gets a little choked up kind of just when he says thank you and all.
But Robert says he can't be thankful enough.
Now that I see that they're doing all this work out there, it's very touching.
Tony Hurst, WBOC News. Well, we would all love to open our Christmas gifts a little bit early, and this is one of those times when it's acceptable. Alasia Tiller may have one of the best gifts she's ever received. A wish answered at this Choptank Elementary winter concert. First grader Alasia Tiller hasn't seen her father for more than 9 months.
If there's possibly anyone in the audience who has just recently returned home from serving in the armed forces, if you are, would you please stand?
And now that is all about to end. Her father, Marshawn Tiller, was on duty in Iraq, and now he can wrap his arms around his daughter, and she can wrap hers around him. A surprise that will last for a lifetime.
This was the best Christmas present ever.
Even the audience was speechless, and her father was just excited. A month ago, he didn't know if he would be able to see his little girl.
Over the past few months, I was kind of dreaming about, you know, something like this happening, and for it to happen it's pretty cool. I'm shocked.
And he recalls the smile on his daughter's face.
I was happy. Like I can barely see with my glasses on, but I seen her smile from a mile away, so I was very happy.
After seeing her father, she could barely sing the songs, and the two reunited make you remember what Christmas is all about.
He told me that he was going to be here December the 19th. He told my mom he was going to be here December. I forgot what he told my mom.
I tricked you, huh?
Yes.
And that moment was so touching. Alasia was completely surprised, and the smile on her face to know her father will be home this Christmas, well, that was priceless.
Tonight on WBOC News at 6.
3, 2. The rain didn't spoil a good cause in Ocean City. We'll talk to some folks who braved the weather to participate in the first annual race for the cure. And although it happened a week ago, the details are just starting to pour out in the Secret Service scandal. Why a former vice presidential candidate says the details he's learned are troubling.
Now, WBOC News at 6, Delmarva's news leader.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Tony Hurst, and this is WBOC News at 6. Hundreds of people took time today to raise awareness about breast cancer in Worcester County. It was all a part of the inaugural Ocean City race for the cure. Participants raised more than $254,000, and as WBOC's Kayla Ayers reports, not even the pouring rain could dampen the spirits on the boardwalk. Race organizers say they hope to go before Ocean City's council in the next few weeks to secure next year's race for the cure. Coleman, Maryland is the 10th of around 120 affiliates in the Coleman network to host 2 races. It hosted one in Hunt Valley in addition to this race for the cure in Ocean City. Rain or shine, many marched on in Wycomico County to help out the March of Dimes. WBOC's chief meteorologist Dan Satterfield emceed the walk, which raises money and awareness for premature babies. Around 750 people registered, though not all braved the rain. One Salisbury woman who not only works in an NICU, but also gave birth prematurely, says the March of Dimes really does help.